Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review in partnership with Name Brand Wigs. This is Wille Lia II Part 2 in the color Coffee Brown Rooted, and the code is 6.8.4. Now, Wille had a Lia, and Lia is being discontinued. I think it's still available, but I was told that it's being discontinued. That Lia, I believe, had a partial mono, one of those teeny little mono lace fronts. And I think they got a lot of complaints because I saw a post somewhere that said, hey everyone, we listened to you and we extended the lace front on the new Lia. So, for those of you maybe familiar with the first Lia, this is a revised Lia with a lace front that goes from here to here. Makes it look super natural. Lia is adorable. It is a blunt cut bob. I don't see very many blunt cut bobs. It's really cute. If you want to know more about this wig or this color, then stick around and I will tell you everything that I know. I'd like to thank Name Brand Wigs for partnering with me on this review. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to show Lia II to everyone, and so you guys know they did send me this wig so that I could show all of you. If you've never visited Name Brand Wigs, I highly encourage you to do so. They're a wonderful online retailer. They have great education, they have a blog, and they partner with a few reviewers on a lot of reviews because these reviews are super important. You guys need to know more than usually the listing will tell you between the written description and the pictures. So it's really helpful. There is a link in the description to this piece, and the code Denise30 will save you 30%. All right, everybody, let's take a look at Lia from all sides. So there are a few things I really love about this piece. The first is it is very low density. This does not have a lot of hair. Actually, let me see if I can pull it up here and tell you. Let me make sure I have the right Lia, because I wanted to read the description of the other so I could give you guys good information since I've never seen it or reviewed it. So the weight on this one is 3.6 ounces. And so for a bob that's chin length, that's a good weight. It's really lightweight. There is no permatease. If there's any crimpy fiber, there's tiny crimpy fibers right at the cap, which is really common. I actually almost wouldn't call that permatease. I think the permatease that most people are referring to when they say they don't like it or they like it is the really poofy, pillowy, like when you touch it, it feels like it springs back on you. This one doesn't have that. So it's low density, lightweight, no poof. It is the quintessential razor cut bob. It is just so classic. No layering. I mean, you know, the tiniest bit, but not technically layering. The layering on a bob like this is so that it lays nice. But it's just really nice. There's no shorter in the front. There's no fringe. So if you are a bang lover, you can cut bangs into this, but it doesn't come with even a part of a bang, so there's no template for you. Now, this does have heat-friendly fibers, and so therefore you can take heat to this one. And if you go to the Name Brand Wigs website and look at the product listing, they have some pictures with this one styled. They put some messy waves in it, so that is something you could do. And you guys, I want to give you a tip. I hear from a lot of you who are not out of the wig closet. You don't want anybody to know that you wear wigs, but you want some variety. So you look for pieces that look similar in as close to the same color as you can get that could fool someone that you just styled your hair differently. One of the best ways to do that is to get two heat-friendly pieces, and then you can either curl one if it comes straight or straighten one if it comes curly or wavy. So tuck that in your back pocket if that might be a good description of you. And this could be a good one. If you love these chin length bobs, then you could take one and leave it as it comes out of the box, and you could style up another, and there you go. Nobody's going to be the wiser. These fibers feel incredibly realistic. They're nice and they're soft, but they're a tiny bit on the dry end, and I actually like that. When you get synthetic or heat-friendly synthetic fibers that are a little bit on the dry side, not doll hair, not straw-like, they really can give a realistic appearance, and they tend to not be shiny. Heat-friendly wigs in general aren't shiny, but I think that helps. So what this one gives off is a natural, healthy shine, not a synthetic shine. Any shine you see in reviews is probably from the million watts of light we have to have on us in order to be able to catch all the detail. I will get outside for you so you can see this outside, but I'm not seeing any shine that would look abnormal at all. None. It's really great. Now, this one does have, like I said, a lace front, which is the change they made to this style from the original Lia, and it goes from here to here, pretty much temple to temple. And then it has a very skinny mono part. Let's take a look at that. I'll show you the lace front in a minute. It's a little bit knotty because this is a very dark color, but I love this wig and I don't have one like it. So I think I'm gonna keep it, and I'm going to do a Tip Tuesday and show you how you can hide the knots. So there you go. It's a knot. It's not super, I mean, sometimes lace fronts have a little bit more real estate right here, and then mono parts tend to be a little bit wider often. So this one's a really skinny. There's just not a lot of root flexibility there. You're stuck with that part. And then there's the lace front. I think it's fine. It definitely will give the appearance of realism, but for people who maybe like to play around with their parts a little deeper, a little more shallow, this one's really not going to give you much flexibility. We've got ear tabs with metal stays. There's an extended nape right here, and then we've got Velcro adjusters. And I want you to note, I actually have this adjusted in just a little bit. I have a 22-inch circumference. This is running really average or a little bit bigger than average on my circumference. We'll talk about fit here in just a second, but Ellen Villa is known for running average petite, and that's how it's billed at their website, is average petite, or at all websites on the product listings for these pieces. And while I think that's probably true, you guys, it's so easy. It's really just a throw and go. While that's probably true up here, because I'm not getting like extra cap up here, it's fitting me really perfectly over the top of my head, I am getting extra room in the circumference. And I do find that often with Ellen Villa wigs. I hear from so many of you that, you know, you want to try Ellen Villa, but they run petite and it won't fit you. And then I find out you have a 22-inch circumference. You know, fit depends on a lot more than just circumference. Your over the top from ear to ear, your hairline to nape, all impact that. Whether or not you have a flat occipital bone or more rounded in the back will also impact that. I have a video where I talk about this. I will link it in the description. But just let me say, if you are like me, and I know a lot of you are because I hear from you, your circumference is 22 inches or somewhere around there and it's average, but you're very petite over the top of your head, don't shy away from Ellen Villa wigs because they do fit. I've rarely come across one that didn't fit me great. And you can see my measurements in the description of this video in case you want to compare them to yours. So just wanted to say that. Now it does have amazing stretch. So much stretch on here. So not only did I cinch it in, but there's stretch. So you're going to be able to do that. Now let me show you that knotting. Let me just get this situated again. And let me talk a little bit about the challenges I'm having with this one. That is fortuitous because it's going to make a good Tip Tuesday. All right, so here is the lace front. You can see there is some knotting, visible knotting. It's almost impossible to hide visible knotting on a dark brown piece. It's just, you can't bleach knots on synthetic, and so it kind of is what it is. But there's lots of things you can do to hide that, and that's what I'm going to show you in a Tip Tuesday. I've done that before, but a few years ago. It's an old video. I'll update it for you guys now that I'm a little bit more experienced with these kinds of things. The other thing I am noticing is it's pretty densely knotted on that part. I would prefer to be able to see down to the monofilament just a little bit more. I think that gives it a more natural look. So I would pluck that. It won't take much plucking. It's really easy to over pluck, but just a little bit of plucking and then maybe a little bit of translucent powder, face powder, just on that part line will really pull that out and make it look even more natural. So here's what I'm struggling with. It does hang in the face quite a bit. I do have to constantly do this to get it to go back. And it will stay there fairly well, but eventually it wants to work its way forward again. That is really easy to fix with heat. And because this is heat friendly, I don't have to be as cautious as I would with a regular synthetic. So I'm gonna show you that in a video. I might just do a whole how do I make Lia my own video and give you all these things in one video. Hiding the knots, plucking and drawing out the part, taking a hot comb to really get maybe a little bit of lift here. I'll kind of think about what I want to do, then I'll put together a video for all of you. And you can see she does tuck pretty well. Now these ear tabs, I actually get really good coverage on this. So when I get her situated, because I keep playing with her and shifting her around, I get really good coverage on the sides here. These ear tabs come exactly where I like them, a little bit in front of and below the top of my ear, which gives me enough clearance for tucking and for glasses, but also gives me good coverage. So if you were to get a color that doesn't really match with your bio hair, if Lia fits you like it fits me, that's not going to be a problem. All right, you guys, we're at the color part of this video. Coffee brown rooted. Now you guys, I want to caution you. The swatch at the name brand wigs website is completely inaccurate for this color. Let's see if I can get it to pick up. It looks much more highlighted than it is. So it's really unfortunate because I think that there may be some bad purchases of someone picking out this wig and thinking that it is a lot lighter than it actually is. It's just not. I mean, it definitely has the highlighting. It definitely has dynamic. What did I say the code was on this? It is a 684. So a 6 is a medium dark brown, a 4 is a dark brown, and an 8 is a medium brown. And so we've got definitely dynamic. You can see that. There is dynamic highlighting in here. But the picture makes it look like it's a much heavier highlight, a much more dispersed 8 throughout. They're much heavier handed, at least maybe it is on other pieces, but on this piece, they were much heavier handed on the, I would say on the, probably on the 6 than they were on the 8, if that makes sense. Now, this is, it says it has dark shaded roots. So I'm guessing the 4 is, they use the 4 for the root and then to kind of disperse some of the darker color throughout. Ellen Villa does not include the root color in the color codes anymore. So when you see a color code for Ellen Villa, you're not getting a sense of what that root color is. It's really just the blend that they use. And, you know, to be truthful, you guys, there's variation in color. So that could be accurate for another piece. It's just not accurate for my piece. This is feeling really like a dark brown with highlights, not blonde, but more light brown highlights, lighter brown. And because it's got highlights, there's going to be variation. How they place those highlights, especially on hand-tied features like a mono part and a lace front, you could get a heavier hand or a lighter hand from piece to piece. That can be the challenge. And I actually have a blog post on my website about the color challenges that we face because there just are challenges. But I just wanted to point that out. This is a really beautiful, rich, dark brown with more of a kind of a medium to light brown highlight. And it's the highlights are running a little auburnish. So I would say that this is a warm color and these highlights give me an auburn feel. Not red, more of a light auburn, kind of not red, but definitely not ashy. I don't know if that helped or confused you guys, but that's what I have to say about that. So let's go outside so you can see this color outside. I'd like to thank Name Brand Wigs for sending me Lia II so I could show everybody. I really like this one, you guys. I think it's really darling. I think it's going to be really flattering on a lot of people. And I think my wig sisters who struggle with volume and poof are not going to struggle with that on this one. So just keep in mind, it's incredibly straight, blunt, but yet razored on the ends. All right, let's get outside. Thanks for watching. All right, everybody, here we are outside so you can see in natural light. It's a little windy too. You can see how it blows in the wind. So there's definitely dynamic highlighting going on. There's no question. The swatch just makes it look lighter than it really appears in person. Keeps wanting to stick to my lip gloss. I turn a little bit. No, where's the sun? It's over here. I'll turn this direction. It's cloudy, but all right, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, here is the unboxing for Lia II, so you can see exactly what she looked like out of the box. She looked great. Really, essentially what you saw in this review was what she was out of the box. I love it when wigs come out of the box with very minimal box hair, and the reason is because it makes it easier to determine if the style is going to work for you. When you can't really mess with a wig, if it has box hair, it can be hard to know if you can get it to work. This one, real easy. I find straight wigs, shorter wigs, and wigs with little to no permatease, just like Lia, are the best ones for avoiding box hair. Hope this helped you guys. Thanks so much for watching.